We're in this weird phase where there's no more superstars. Besides The Rock, there's no more like superstars don't open movies. A Cocaine Bear does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more when we were growing up, it's all about, oh, we're going to go see this superstar or this superstar. Now they're so accessible. I don't think you could just turn on your Instagram or whatever.
Well, exactly. Like even like Babylon, it had freaking Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You know,
and it made
Margot
no money.
Robbie, like
Yeah.
all these people. I loved it. I know a lot of people.
I heard it's
didn't.
a phenomenal movie.
It's really great, but it didn't have that like big, huge opening weekend.
Because
it used
I
to.
think our society is moving away. Well, you got half the country that hates Hollywood
Totally.
and celebrities. And then you got the other half that loves it so much, but then the way they talk about it, I think turns off the people that don't like it even more. It's kind of like, especially when all these movies get nominated that nobody sees, and normal people in like flyover states are like, I haven't even seen that movie. Like, and I get it. It's an educational process.
Totally.
But I feel that award shows are so snobby and a lot of them. Some of them are great. But like I think when a Tina Fey or a fun host hosts it makes it a big difference.
I mean,
you know
Tina
what
Fey and Amy Poehler are going on tour, and I am
Amazing.
here for it.
Amazing.
Here for it. But I
Amazing.
think also with movies like Cocaine Bear, I feel like is like a memeable type movie.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what our whole society and culture is going towards.
And that we also talked about these scary movies that have no famous people in them crushing it at the box office.
Yes.
So it's because I remember Robert De Niro and Al Pacino like 6-7 years ago came out with a movie and only made like $3 million at the box office this first week. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking bad about any actor.
No.
Well, I love it. I love these actors. What I'm saying is it seems like we're moving away from superstars and it's more about the concept or the hook of the movie rather than the actual superstars.
Also, like followers, like I feel like influencers, I don't want to say unfortunately, like all that stuff, they're taking over, not the big movie stars. Like I
Well-
think we're transitioning into a different era.
Well, what we're finding out as far like I think influencers, they make a big impact on makeup, but movie companies used to hire them for movies and nothing, and they do nothing. There's certain things they're great at, and there's certain things just like anybody. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's gonna watch an influencer and go, I gotta go read, I gotta go watch this movie. Now there are exceptions and everything, like that book, this 70-year-old. I don't know if you heard it a couple of weeks ago. Guy that had a book out for 10, 15 years, did nothing, sold no copies. Basically, his daughter said, "Hey, my dad just turned," and I'm. This is kind of the story. I don't know exactly, but her daughter put it on social media. Hey, let's try to get it up the charts, and you know it's a good feeling story. So all the social media did it. It was #1 on Amazon like last week.
Okay. See,
So
but
that's a great story.
cool.
That's
Yes.
something you want to be behind.
I
Right? This
100%
guy's an
agree.
author all his life, had nothing but failed books, and this one went #1, and she got to show him the moment where his book was #1. It's a sweet moment. It plays. I understand it. But normally, you know, as far as movie influencers don't have that type of pull.
Thank God. I mean, there's hope for us. That means you and I are going to be like,
Well, I'm gonna be in. My dream
Yes.
is to be an influencer.
guys,
I
make it
am.
happen.
I am gonna be because you know why? I'm done fighting. It is what it is. That's where we are. You got to be an influencer. You got to do stand up. You got to be an actor. You got to
Gotta do
be
all the things.
everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the old guy that's like, oh, in my day we didn't need to influence.
No, you got to move with the times.
Yeah.
I actually was listening to Spencer Pratt on Heather McDonald's Juicy
Let me
Scoop.
tell you something about Spencer Pratt. I love Spencer Pratt because you know what I like about Spencer, and I knew him in the heyday.
Oh, yes, you did.
I love
so
them
excited.
at the moment because they got it. They understood. They were characters. They played into it. They got all the money they could out of it.
And then
They played the game
Wasted
and then,
it all
and
on
then wasted it all on
crystals.
plastic surgery. But they understood the game. and
Yeah.
they played it where they weren't trying to let people think it was real. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
He even was giving advice about Britney Spears. He was like, I wish she had an OnlyFans or a Patreon and did all the things she does on Instagram, but got paid for it.
Do you understand how much money she would make just doing that?
I mean, her haters, like everyone's going to come over to it. They're going to, millions of people, like,
100%.
I don't think she's going on tour anytime soon. I know she's got money in the bank,
Well,
but
she
she's
stopped touring. She's doing. I mean, if she does, it'll be in Vegas.
I don't
I mean,
know.
all the artists are coming to Vegas, which I'm here for because that's my. You know, I was like, that's my dream is just to get a residency here and not travel. But then I kind of like still going
Getting out
to
of town.
yeah, I like meet because you meet new fans.
Exactly.
You know, and I think if I got to, or not if, when I get to the level of a Sebastian or these people, then you like residency it out, do about 5,000-6,000 every night or 2 times, 3 times a week,
It's not terrible.
and you're good. Drive 20-minute drive home. I'm good.
I love it. Like Hacks, Gene Hackman. Okay. Not Gene Hackman, Gene Smart. Jesus Christ, those very different people.
Gene Hackman.
The point being, Spencer Pratt was saying that TikTok had like a push button where they would just make certain people like famous, like Addison Rae,
Oh, yeah.
Charlie D'Amelio, all that. And now they're taking the heat off of them and like their views are less. So basically, TikTok is just making people famous. And
100%.
they're
Well,
deciding who we're watching. Yeah.
well, it's just like
a
anything
lot.
else. I mean, this is when I gave up. And I was like, I'm just falling into the game. I'm being an influencer. Try to be. And put out more, because I see it in my numbers. The more stuff you put out,
Yeah.
the more people see. I've never been stopped more for YouTube or Facebook. I was on Chelsea's. Chelsea is the only thing close.
Yeah.
You know, my first special Blasian that's on Amazon, nobody saw it. My second one I put out on YouTube, everybody, like, it's only got 500,000 views, close to, but so many people stopped me from it because the clips have 15, 20 million views.
Exactly.
So
It's all about the clips.
so it's all about, and I'm
Clip,
like,
clip, clip.
dude, it's all about, you got to play the game. You got to be in the game,
Okay.
Jackie.
I'm getting in the game.
Get in the game,
Getting in
girl.
there. So, circling back, Mark Wahlberg, they were saying
At the SAG Awards.
at the SAG Awards, like they were like, how could he present an award? He, I think it was like 25 or 30 years ago, had like all these quotes about discriminating against Asians. But I want to know your opinion. Like it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So people in high school who were making fun of you,
Yep.
that was 25 years ago. Do people change? Do they evolve? Like, do we hold people accountable for all this? Like,
25, 30 years ago, wasn't he in underwear?
he was
dancing.
doing Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Was it?
Spreads and
So,
shoots.
I mean, look, my thing being half Asian,
yeah.
if you say something 25, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, this is what I hate. And we saw this in the pandemic. When a doctor said something at the pandemic, at the beginning, like a Fauci said, you need masks or don't need, whatever he said, and people held him to the first thing he said. And basically you're saying, well, he lied about it at the beginning. Well, they didn't have enough information about it. Now, this is a little bit different
Sold.
because you know that's wrong.
Yeah.
But I also feel what's Marky Mark now? I still call him Marky. What's he? Mark Wahlberg.
He's like the face of the Halo
But
Christian
what's it-
network.
But he's like 50 now, maybe
Yeah.
40. Look it up.
I
Dang,
got
this
it.
is
I'm
when
on
you
it.
look up.
I'm on it.
Come
Sorry,
on.
guys. That probably
Look
hurt
up
your ears.
How old is Mark Wahlberg?
He's gotta
Well,
be in his
actually,
50s.
you know he lives down the
He
street.
lives like right
51.
here.
51.
He's
Okay,
51.
so you're saying 20? He was 26 years old. Yeah, imagine yourself at 26.
Yeah.
you know better, but he's famous. Has all this money. He's probably hanging around people he shouldn't be hanging around, and he said
He
some
doesn't
terrible
know. He's
things.
probably very ignorant.
Ignorant. Now he has a family. He's married. His kids.
He's so religious.
He's so religious. So
He loves that 45.
But he does live at
5 a.m. I don't know.
3:30. I wake up. But I also believe in now. This may be a conspiracy theory, but I'm not into that. But I also believe papers will not fabricate, because he really did, but make up a story so people will read it to cause controversy.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel nobody in that room was upset.
Absolutely not.
I feel that a newspaper was like, you know what's a great hook
It
for
was
this?
such a reach.
Yeah. Here's a great hook. We say 30 years ago he said this, and so many people are mad. Are you mad? Are you mad? They'll pull like 3 people. See, everybody's mad about it, and that's how they create a story. And so now we're talking about it. But I feel like fabrication is the wrong word, because it really did happen, but it's almost a fabricated a controversy that wasn't even there.